Prime Minister Andrew Holness has defended his administration's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. He was responding to questions from journalists of the Jamaica Observer in a recent episode of Access, a program where Mr. Holness engages with the media. The question was in reference to the island's COVID-19 spikes, which are in contrast of the early days of the pandemic when the island maintained low infection numbers.
Jamaica continues to manage the pandemic exceptionally well. And regardless of the spikes that we have had, the system that we have put in place is robust, it's evidence-based, it's always scientifically determined, it is situationally appropriate. We craft measures according to circumstances, and it is proportionate, meaning that we don't do more than we need to do to bring the situation under control. So that has been the principle that we have established, and that principle has worked for a year. If you look at Jamaica relative to other countries, Jamaica's size and circumstances, you would see that we have not only managed to save lives, but to maintain livelihoods.
Mr. Holness says the government has walked a tightrope of balance between managing the pandemic and maintaining the island's economy.
You would have seen other countries expressing concern about their ability to meet their expenses, pay their staff, pay their workers, and so forth. You would hear countries also expressing concerns about their solvency, their ability to repay their debt. We have managed the pandemic through careful balance. And so if you are just using a metric of how many persons are infected, then you would be just using one dimension of the pandemic. You have to look first at the social stability, which continues in the country. You have to look at economic activity. You know, if you were to take Jamaica and compare it to other countries in the region, Jamaica's borders are open. We were amongst the first to reopen for tourism. Over almost 600,000 persons have visited Jamaica since we resumed controlled entry into the country. And that is a massive impact on our economy. To do that whilst managing the pandemic at the same time is incredible.